This conference will now be recorded.
Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. So let's start today's session. So today, let us try to see a concept called job automation. As the name itself is suggesting, that here we are going to learn how to automate our work. For example, I have to perform a task every night 2 a.m. Then it would be difficult for me to wake up at 2 a.m. and execute the command every day. So in that scenario, we'll go and schedule a job so that on a given date and time, automatically a task should be performed. Okay. And this automation of task is handled in Linux or most of the Unix by a service called cron D. That's the reason we also call it cron jobs. Now with cron, you can schedule a task hourly basis, daily basis, weekly, monthly, or any arbitrary period you like. We can schedule the task accordingly, right? So let's move ahead and see what are the important things that are related to cron. The main file or the crontab file is etc crontab. What we will get in etc crontab, let's log in and find out. In etc crontab, basically you will find the format of cronjob. So if you just go to cat etc and cron tab, you will understand over here that it is trying to tell you that these are the examples according to which you have to schedule a task. See, whenever you are trying to plan or schedule a task on a given date and time, then we need to follow these rules. These are the 5 important fields what we have to mention. First field is minutes. You have to mention minutes 0 to 59. Second field, hours. 24 hours format you have to use. AM, PM concept will not work. Third field is day of month, or you can call it date. How many days are there in a month? 31 days. So 1 to 31, any date you want to perform it. Field number 4, month. 1 to 12, or you can give Jan, Feb, March, etc. Fifth field is day of week. So you have to mention between 0 to 6, right? Where 0 is Sunday, 1 is Monday, Tuesday is 2, Wednesday is 3, Thursday is 4, Friday is 5, and Saturday is 6. And if you observe, Sunday has a special privilege. You can call it 0 or you can call it 7. Both means Sunday. And finally, whatever command you want to execute, you can give that information over here. So these 5 fields, if you put in a proper place and then you give whatever command you want to execute, your task will be scheduled and you can give any task, it will get executed. Now let us try to understand how to schedule some of the tasks, keeping this criteria in our mind. Okay, let me take help of a notepad. Now let us say that I want to schedule a task to reboot the machine at, for example, 6:30 a.m. on 20th March. Now, how can I schedule the task? Remember those five fields you have to give. First is minutes, second is hour, third is date or day of month, fourth is month of the year, and fifth day of the week, right? So I want to perform it at 6:30 a.m. First of all, I have to start with minutes. So I'm going for 30 minutes past 6 hours. See, AM means I have to give 6. PM means I have to give 16. 24 hours time, military time, or airport time, or railway time, whatever you call, we have to follow. AM, PM will not be supported. Then I want to perform it on which date? I want to perform it on 20th. 20th of which month? 20th of March. Now it is coming on which day? See, it is coming on Saturday. So I'll be using 6. And what command I want to execute? I want to execute a command reboot. So on the given date and time, automatically this task will be performed, right? Then let us say I would like to make a directory in OPT, right? With some name cron. What time? On again 20th March, but this time at 7:15 a.m. So how to schedule it? I'll say 15 minutes past 7 a.m. If it is p.m., I need to give that 18, 19, 20, whatever might be the proper value. On which date? On 20th. 20th of which month? It is March. Going to come on which date? Saturday. What you want to do? I want to run mkdir command. Where? In OPT. With what name? Cron. So this is the way how you can schedule a task. Whatever task you are asking, it is going to perform that task for you. Now let's say that I would like to run some script. Usually what happens is we will have some middleware scripts, some application related scripts, sometimes database related scripts. Now these scripts we need to put in Cronjob so that automatically on the given time the script should be executed. So let's say that I want to execute a script whose name is mon.sh, some monitoring script for example, and I want to schedule it at 10:30 a.m. on any given date, suppose today's date 20th March. So I'll say the timing is 30 minutes past 10 hours. If it is 10 p.m., you have to give 22. 10 a.m., I have to give 10 only. On which date? On 20th of which month? March. It is coming on Saturday. What you want to do? I would like to run the script, right? Now you need to give the full address. Where is that script kept? For example, in my case, the script is kept in slash and the name is mon.sh. So on the given date and time, automatically this task will be performed. Okay, now let's make it more complicated and more interesting. Let us say that I want to execute a script, same mon.sh, right? At, for example, 1 p.m. right? On two different dates. For example, I want to execute it on 20th also, and uh, 22nd also. Before this, see, let us say that I have given a task here, 30 minutes past 10 hours on 20th March. It should be Saturday, I'm telling. Now let us say by mistake in place of Saturday, I have given Sunday. Now what will happen? Will this task be executed? I'm telling it to execute on 20th March, but by mistake, instead of Saturday, I have given Sunday. So this mistake will not allow your task to be executed. In fact, it is going to wait for 20th March to come on Sunday. Now this year, 20th March is going to be on Saturday. So it will wait, maybe next year it will come on Sunday, or maybe after that year it might. So whenever 20th March come on Sunday, then it is going to execute it. So if you make such mistakes, your script is not going to get executed on the given date and time. So whenever you are specific about date, it should be 20th March. That's it. It can be any day. So better to use what? Star. When you use star, that means it can be any possible value. So it will concentrate on 20th March rather than finding what day it is. So we know that date is important. So we can stuck with date. Okay, now here I want to go with two different dates, 20th and 22nd March. So how to execute it? Here I'm telling 1 p.m. exactly. So you need to start with 0 minutes past 13 hours. See, 1 p.m. means you have to give 13. A.m. means 1. On what date? Now here I have two different dates. So you can say 20th comma 22nd. Two dates I'm concentrating. On which particular month? The month is March. On which dates? Any possible day it might be. I don't want to worry about Monday to Saturday, which day it is. What I want to execute the script mon.sh. See, whenever you are putting a script in a cron job, just make sure that the script is having execute permission for all the uh, options like user, group, and others. Everyone must have execute permission. Okay, all right. Now let's move forward and let us see a little more complicated. So let us say I want to execute a performance script. Let's say the script name is perfmon.sh, something, whatever might be the name, and I want to execute the script at 2:30 p.m. and I want to execute it from 20th March to 25th March. So I want to execute it from 20th to 25th March. How to execute it? See, I'm asking about 30 minutes. So first of all, we need to type minutes. 30 minutes past 2 p.m. If it is 2 a.m., I'll simply type 2. But here it is 2 p.m. 24 hours format, it will be 14 hours. So army time we need to maintain 30 minutes past 14 hours on which particular dates. Now here I don't have a single date, I have a range of date starting from 20 till 25th. So you can give 20 comma 21 comma 22 comma 23 that way, or you can use hyphen to specify range. I want to start from 20th and I want to continue till 25th. 25th of which month? March. March means 3. Now these dates can land on any day of the week. Monday to Saturday, it can be anything, right? What you want? I want to execute perfmon.sh. Now let us say that I have two different ranges over here. For example, I want to execute. It can be any task, guys. You can create LVs, VGs, size expansions, whatever you want, you can perform that task, right? So I'll say to execute a script, anything xyz.sh at 3:15 p.m. when I want to perform this task from 20th to 24th and 26 to 29. Now two ranges I'm having. How to give two ranges? Time is same. So I'll say 15 minutes. Now 3 p.m. means 15 hours, right? Now on these dates, I want to perform a task on two different range of date. What is that? First date is 20 to 24th. Then I need to use a comma. Second range is 26 to 29. Sorry. Of which month? March, right? And it can come on any possible dates. Which script you want to execute? xyz.sh, whatever it might be. So whenever you have two different ranges, you can specify first range, then comma, then second range. That's the way you can perform a task. Now let us say that I want to perform a task um, every Saturday at 10:30 or 10:20 p.m. What is that? Maybe I want to execute some other script called perfd.sh, whatever it might be. Different scripts might be there. So some script I want to put in the cron job, right? So let's do it. I'll say 20 minutes past 22 hours because it is 10 p.m., right? On which specific date? There is no specific date. It can be any date of the month. Now, which month you are targeting? It can be any month of the year. But which day you are configuring it? I want it to be on Saturday. So I'm not worried about which date it is. I'm not worried about which month it is. I want it to be Saturday 10:20 p.m., right? What task you want to perform? I want to run this birthday script or backup script or whatever script you wanted to execute, right? Now let us say that I want a script to be executed every 15 minutes, right? Daily. Maybe there is some refresh script is there that will clear the cache and make your performance of the script of the system better. So let's say ref.sh script. Every 15 minutes I want to perform. So how can I give that? You can say minutes 15, any hour, any date, any month, can be any day, Monday to Sunday, right? What I want to run refresh.sh script. But guys, do you think this is going to execute every 15 minutes? No. See, in this scenario, we have scheduled it for every hour's 15 minutes. That means 7:15, then 8:15, then 9:15, then 10:15. Like that, every hour's 15 minutes, this task is going to get executed. It is not going to be every 15 minutes. So if you want every 15 minute, then the trick is you have to use */15. When you give */15, it is going to get executed every 15 minutes as per your requirement. Just give me a minutes of time, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, guys. So this is the way how you have to put a cron job. Now it can be any job, creating directory, creating some file, increasing the size of LVMs, whatever it might be. But most probably what happens, your database or application related scripts, we have to put inside it so that automatically background on the given date and time, these tasks could be performed. These are few of the examples, guys, what I have showed you that how we can schedule a task theoretically. Let's log in into the system and let's do some real practice on these cron jobs. Okay, now before that, let's discuss few important things. We have already seen what star means, star slash, comma, hyphens. What are the important command lines related to cron job? To create a fresh file or edit an existing cron file, we have a command crontab-e. Every user in the system will have a separate cron file, like every user has home directory. Same way, here every user will be given a separate cron file, and to list the content of cron file, crontab-l. To remove that cron file, you have to go with crontab-r. Now, as a root, you can control other people's work also. So as a root, you can run crontab-u followed by username. So you can say crontab-eu username to edit someone else's file, crontab-lu to list other people's work, or you can say crontab-ru to remove other people's work. So that's the way also you can go with crontab. Now let me log in and let us check it out. Do we have any task schedule for root or not? Who am I? Root. I'll say cron tab hyphen L. So it says there is no file for you. Where are the cron tab file kept? It is kept in var spool cron. Like every user has the home directory in slash home. Every user has a mailbox in var spool mail. Same way, every user has a cron file in var spool cron. So as of now, root has not created any file. No tasks is created for root. Now, if root want to schedule any task, he can simply say crontab-e. Now, what crontab-e will do, it will check whether file is there for this user or not. If it is there, okay. If it is not there, then a fresh file will be created for root user. So you see, there is a fresh file created. Now, I'll not put anything inside it. I'll just save and quit. Now you go to var spool cron. Did you see there is a file created for root? And if you say crontab-l, it lists nothing because it's an empty file. We have not put any job inside it. Now what I want to do is I want to simply print a message on my screen, right? See, to know the address of the screen on which we are working, we can use tty command. So this is the address of our screen. I can send messages on that particular screen to be printed, right? And at what time you want to do? As per the clock of my machine, it is March 20, Saturday, March 20, 6:32 almost. So maybe at 6:34, I want this task to be performed. To send a message, to print a message, you can use a command echo. Echo will repeat whatever you are asking. For messaging, it's a good command. So I'll go to cron tab hyphen E I'll set the date and time. See, I want 34 minutes single space past 6 a.m. Now it is on 20th March. That can come on any possible day. I don't want to give Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let it be any possible day. What I want a message to be typed. The message is my first cron. And I want to send this message on a terminal slash dev pts0. So on given time, echo will run this command and it will send the message to that terminal. Let us see will it be successful or not. So you see, we still have some seconds remaining. You can check crontab-l what task you have scheduled and also check it out systemctl status cron-d. If cron-d services are not active, then your job will fail. So as of now, the services are running. We have still few seconds remaining. As soon as it is 6:34, the task will be performed. Now still we are having 10 seconds remaining. You can check it out what task you have given and check the time. Now within 3 seconds, your task will be performed. So you see automatically as it is 6:34, it is executed the command. So this is what happened. Now every night if I have some important task to be performed, I don't have to wake up and run the command. I'll just put what are the tasks I want to perform and at what time I want to perform, and that's it. Automatically what happens is it is going to execute that thing inside it. So this is the way how we can schedule any task. You just need to make sure that all the fields you are mentioning inside it is perfect. Now let us say I want to schedule one more task at 6:37. What task I want to schedule? I want to create a new directory inside OPT folder. So let me go to crontab-e. Now, if this task is not yet executed, don't disturb it. Take a new line and put whatever you want to put. But in our case, that line can be reusable because it's already executed. So I'll just change time and everything over here. I want it to be executed on 6:37, right? So 37 minutes past 6 hours on 20th March. It can be any day. I don't want to run echo command, but I wanted to run make dir in OPT with a name called cron. Now let me save and quit. Just check it out. The time is 6:35. We have lots of time remaining. We have given 6:37 over there. I have given intentionally more time so that we can do some other tasks also. See, every time I have to run date command and I need to check. Is it 6:37, 6:37? I don't want to do that. And also I want to check in OPT that directory is created or not. See, we have a wonderful monitoring tool command called watch. So you can say watch lsopt. Watch command will repeat any other command every 2 seconds and show you the output. So every 2 seconds automatically lsopt command will be executed and it will show you the output. Now if you see here, it's 6:36. Now as soon as it will be 6:37, that directory should appear over there. So we are very close, just 2-3 seconds remaining. And now you can observe that a directory is automatically created with the name called cron. So this is the way you can schedule a task. Whatever things you have given inside it, automatically it is going to get executed on the given date and time. All right. Now let's move ahead and Let us schedule one script. I'm going to create a dummy script. Right, normally a script will full of logics, lots of important things has to be given, many things need to be added inside it. But here what I'm going to do is just to show you how a simple script get executed. I'm going to create just a simple script file. So what I'll do, I'll create one file with the name called bkp.sh. For example, let me go to this particular file. Every script you must start with an interpreter line which tells which shell to be used. See, I'm telling the script that use bash shell. Otherwise, what happens if you use incompatible shells, script may not run properly. So I've declared here that use this shell, bin bash. So you need to use hash and exclamation. That line is also called as shebang because it tells the script which shell to be used. Then I'm going to say some messages. See, we have seen echo command will display message. So I'll say echo backup of etc started, and then I want to make my script sleep for some 5 seconds. When you say sleep for 5 seconds no other activity will be performed because I want people to read message. If I just give a message and next step, the script will go so fast that people will not get time to see the screen what was the message. Then I want to perform a task. What task? Say I would like to perform a tar. I'll say tar hyphen ZCVF, right? I want to create a script to take backup. See, tar command, you have to first give destination. You remember yesterday's class. So I want to create it in OPT and I want to call it auto.etc.tar.gz. So I'm telling that I wanted to collect the backup or we can use a short form tgz. So I'm telling auto.etc. This file should be created and what backup you want to collect? I want to collect etc backup. So I'm telling on the given date and time automatically this tasks should be performed, right? And once the task is completed, I want to give one more message. Backup is completed. Something like that, whatever you like. Now let me save and quit. Now, as I told you, whenever you are putting a script in Cronjob, make sure it has execute permission. Now you see it does not have execute permission. Scripts fails to run if no execute permission is given. So I'll use chmod plus x bkp.sh. When you say plus x, it is going to give everyone execute permission. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a cron file and I'll say that run this script on a given date and time. So let me go to our cron tab hyphen e one more time. See if that task is not yet executed, don't disturb it, take a new line and put new task. But in our case, the task is executed. Now I would like to execute a task at 6:43 a.m. So let me go to cron tab hyphen e and let me delete it and I'll say 43 minutes past 6 hour on 20th March. What I want to do is I want to run a script. So if you want to run a script, you just need to give the location of the script, which is /bkp.sh. Now I'm going to add one more thing which is meaningless. Don't do that in your real scenarios. See, I'm trying to see the output, that how this script got executed, which you should not give in your working script, because you never know that when the 2 a.m. script will be executed, will I be connected to any terminal? No. Just here to explain you how things work, I'm using redirection. I'm telling here that show the output of that script on PTS0. Please do not add this thing in your real scripts. It is not required. Only for testing and training purpose, I'm showing you over here that how the script gets executed. So if I just check it out, oh, it says there is some problem. Let us go back and edit it. 43 minutes past 6 hour. Yeah, I have to give date. I'll say it can be any possible day. Now it would be perfect. So if I say date command, we still have some time remaining. What is the task we have scheduled? We have scheduled, oh, 6:43 is already happened. So let me go back to cron tab hyphen E and maybe I'll make it 6:44. So now at 6:44, automatically our script will be executed. So we are still remaining with couple of seconds. Now you see a message appear, 5 seconds waiting time, and then the script got executed, the command executed, and you see at the last you are getting a message, backup is completed. Now if you go to OPT, you'll see there is a file auto.etc.tgz. So this is the way how you can run a script, whichever script it might be. If you want to run it, you can simply give the path of that particular script, and as soon as the time comes, automatically that task will be performed. Now it can be any blah blah task you are running in the system, right? Not only root, but any user can schedule a task. For example, let me log in as my user. Now let us say as my user, I'll check any task is scheduled by me. No. Let's say this fellow wants to schedule a task. So he can say cron tab hyphen E and put the same thing. For example, 45 minutes past 11 a.m. at, for example, on 30th March. It can be any possible day. What I wanted to create one directory. So I'll say mkdir in my home directory. Tilt means what? Home directory. So in this user's home directory, I wanted to create a new directory calling it my dir, something. So on the given date and time in the home directory of current user, this particular directory will be created. Now let me save and quit. Task is scheduled. Now as a root, can I check what this user has scheduled? Absolutely. You can say cron tab hyphen L followed by U. Username. Which user? My user. So this will display the content of cron file of some other user. So as a root, you always have a power to see which user has scheduled what. Okay, now let us say that I would like to edit someone else's file. So you can say cron tab hyphen E followed by U. Which user? My user. So as root, I'm editing the file of my user. See, as a root, you have a power. Now let's say you want to change something. Now instead of 11 a.m., maybe you want to make it 11 p.m. 11 p.m. means you have to give 23. 23, 45 minutes past 23 hours, right? In night, this particular task will be executed. Now let me save and quit. So that is the power of root. Also, you can check log files var log cron. This would tell that what task have been executed, when it was executed, right? And who has opened the file. So root has opened a file for my user and replaced something, right? And finally save and quit, right? So like that, all the activities done for cron will be loaded at what time the task was executed. If you go with tail maybe hyphen 20, it would tell you on the given date and time the task was executed also. Even that thing it might display inside it. Okay, now let's move forward and let us block a user not to use cron facility. See guys, let us say that there is a scenario that I want to deny a user cron access. So to deny a user cron access, you can go to etc cron.deny. The name itself is telling you, right? If you put a name of any user in that file, that user will not be allowed to have cron jobs. So let me go to vim etc cron. Observe cron.deny is there. So I'll go to cron.deny and I'll simply put the name my user. Now let me save and quit. Done. Now let me go to my user. Who am I? My user. Now if this fellow says cron tab hyphen L, it simply says you are not allowed to run this program. If I say cron tab hyphen E, it says you are not allowed. Now if I go back to same file, remove that name, save and quit, come back to my user, and now if I say cron tab hyphen L, no problem. Cron tab hyphen E, no problem. So whichever user you want to block, you must simply go to etc cron.deny, and inside it you can mention that so and so user you don't want to allow cron facility. Now same way, let us say that I have 100 users. Now in 100 users, 95 users I want to block. So what would you suggest? Shall I go to cron.deny and put 95 names over there? Possible, but how big task it will be then? So what we can do, see, out of 100 users, 95 you want to block and 5 users you want to allow, right? So you can go with one more concept. Instead of creating and keeping the data in cron.deny, you can go to cron.allow. So we have to create a file with a name cron.allow. Cron.allow does not exist by default. We have to create it manually. Now the question is why we should create it manually? Why it is not there by default? There is a reason for it, guys. Suppose I'll create an empty cron.allow. Touch etc cron.allow. Now you just check it out. etc cron.allow. Do you find anything inside it? There is nothing. Now by default, if there is an empty file created with cron.allow, then no user in the system will be allowed to have cron facility. None of the user will be allowed. By default, all users will be blocked. Only the names you are mentioning in cron.allow will be allowed to go with cron facility. Other users will not be allowed, right? That is the reason by default cron.allow does not exist by default. So let us say It's an empty file. See, I did not put anything in cron.deny also. If you just check it out, it's empty. Now I'll say cron tab hyphen L, not allowed. Cron tab hyphen E, not allowed. See, we have other users in the system. etc password, if you check, we have u1, u2, u3. Let me set a password for u1. Now let me log in as u1 user. I'll go to u1, I'll give a password. Now if I say cron tab, or you can just check it out, who am I? u1. Cron tab hyphen E, cron tab hyphen L. So if an empty cron.allow file exists, no user in the system by default will be given cron facility. This is the reason why cron.allow is not created by default and we have to create it manually. If cron.allow is created by default, then nobody will be allowed to create cron file except root. Obviously, you cannot block root, but you can block any other user, right? So let us say that we have 100 users, 95 users you want to block, and just 5 users you want to allow. So simply go to cron.allow, put those 5 users name whom you want to allow. So automatically 95 users are blocked and only these 5 users will be allowed to execute your cron facilities. Okay, all right. Now moving forward, let us say that there is a situation that by mistake I mention the name in etc cron.deny with the name my user. Save and quit. Now same name I mention in cron.allow also with the name called my user. So situation is cron.allow is having my username and cron.deny is also having my username. So allow is telling allow this fellow cron facility, deny is telling deny this user. Now whose word will be accepted? Cron dot allows or cron dot deny? Will it allow my user cron facility or will it deny cron user my facility? So if you go to my user, who am I? My user. Now if I say cron tab hyphen L, do you see it is working? Cron tab hyphen E, do you see it is working? So whenever a name exists in allow and deny both, then in that scenario, it is going to obey cron dot allow. So whenever allow deny both are available, then it is going to work with allow because allow has higher precedence over deny. Okay, right. So this is the way how this allow and deny files will be working. Now let us say that I would like to delete my cron file. For example, as a root, there is a cron file created. You can check var spool cron and you can see that root user has a cron file. Now let us say that I don't want any cron jobs, so I want to delete that file. To delete that file, simply you can go and delete that file directly, or you can say cron tab hyphen r. When you say this, your current user's file will be deleted. I have logged in as root. Now you say cron tab hyphen L, no cron tab, and go for var spool cron. You see root name file is gone. Now let us say that I want to destroy my user's file also. Now if my user want, he can run cron tab hyphen r and the file will be deleted. Or as a root, if you want to do that, you can say crontab hyphen ru followed by my user. So you see even my user's file is deleted, right? So this is the way how we have to work with this cron facility to schedule your task. Now tasks can be anything, any important thing you want to do, you can do it. Now if you want to do it with sudo, then you need to say sudo followed by the command in the task line. Otherwise the commands might get failed. So that is it, guys, all about cron facility. Today I thought of taking a small session and not a big session. So this is enough for today because next sessions are little big and important. I don't want to cover up today. If you have any questions, yes, something is coming up. See, you cannot install a service every night. If you want to install service started every night, then you have to write script. So you need to write a script. Inside it, you need to mention the steps that every night, I mean, installing script services every night may be meaningless, or maybe starting a service. But if a service is start already, then what would you do? Every night same service, why will you start? Maybe restart you can do every service instead of starting. So if you want to restart any service, just you need to say systemctl restart service name. Installation may not be done, right? To install a package, for example, you need to write a script. In the script, you need to mention step number one using DNF or yum or RPM, install some package. And once the package is installed, step number two, you can mention systemctl and whatever task you want to perform. Customized task, if you want to perform, you have to write a script and put that script information in cron. Single command you want to put, just you have to put all date, time, everything and mention the command systemctl restart. So on the given time, automatically that services will be reloaded. You need to give that 30 minutes past 11 hours on 30th March. That can be any possible day. And here you can mention systemctl restart firewall D, or you can just say firewall hyphen cmd hyphen hyphen reload. So on that given date and time, automatically that task will be performed. But customized tasks can be done with scripts only.
Right. Uh, how deep are we gonna go into shell scripting?
Shell scripting, I'll share it by today. You'll get
Mm,
the video recordings today.
okay, I'm gonna send you a mail. I want to ask something.
Okay, sure, sure. Okay, guys, so we'll stop the session here, do these practicals, and let's meet up on 2 days later, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, no class. So 2 days after, we'll have our next session. That would be Monday for US and Tuesday for Indians. See, I changed the port number, but I did not update it config file. If you listen the lecture properly, I told you that you have to update some configuration file also. So I just shown you an example that if a customized port is allowed in the configuration file, you can ask firewall to allow it, right? So we will learn in web configuration how to go to a configuration file, mention which port number you want to use. So services will know that I am running on which port number. Firewall is a gatekeeper. So I told firewall that if that port number connectivity is coming, allow that. So firewall does not have to relate it with any service. Firewall will only say, okay, you're valid, go ahead. Service will know, HTTP will know that I have to run on 8080. So first I need to update the configuration file of HTTP, then I need to allow that port in firewall. So firewall is a gatekeeper who is allowing and denying accesses. So I told that firewall that allow 8080 port number. Now 8080 runs on which service you have to define in configuration file of that particular package. Okay, I guess that's the answer and you have understood. See you on 2 days after, guys. Thank you very much.